I just want to welcome everyone to today's webinar. My name is Marta, and Tanya is going to be joining me today. And this webinar is for the Master of Arts in Library and Information Studies. We're going to be focusing on a program overview and career outlook. So, introductions. Like I said, my name's Marta. I am an enrollment coach here at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And what does an enrollment coach do? Well, I'm a program expert. I do program exploration. So if you have any questions about the MLIS program, either campus or online, I'm happy to go over details about what it is, how to apply, everything like that. And I'm also there, like I said, to navigate the application process. And my information, if you ever do want to schedule a chat with me, either over the phone or via Zoom, you can schedule a meeting with me with that link in the slide. So I will go ahead now and have Tanya introduce herself.
Hi again, everyone. My name is Tanya Hendricks-Cobb. I'm the graduate program manager for the Master of Arts in Information Library Studies. Thanks to all of you who are posting in the chat where you're tuning in from and what your weather's like. Feel free to keep doing that. It's very clear already that the prospective student joining us from Azerbaijan wins for distance. Wow, thanks for joining us. All of you though, Minnesota, Maine, Illinois, all over the country. Super exciting. So yes, again, my name is Tanya. I oversee the program. I have been in this position for about 15 years, and I am an alum of the program from ages ago. I won't specify the year, and have been on campus my whole career. So I am here along with Marta to help answer details about the program and also to tell you more about career things, answer career questions. So one of my favorite parts of my job as program manager is directing career services, working with all of you and with our students, not only to talk about academics and academic advising, but help you plan, develop a job plan, develop a career plan while you're in the program. Okay, I'm going to briefly go through some just quick facts about the program. So as you may already know, we have two different options for the format. You can either do it fully online, 100%, or you can do on campus. The online courses are asynchronous. That means they don't have live class meetings. So you do the work, each unit rolls out in about a week, and the instructor will give you a week to complete the work. So that means you don't have to schedule around live meetings, and you can fit the work in your busy schedule where it makes sense for you between work, family, and other things. Campus, yes, it's an in-campus program. The vast majority of your classes would be in person. Some students in the campus program choose to take some online courses because of their library work schedules or other things. You can do that, but you also are going to do the vast majority of your classes in person if you choose. And obviously you're having the campus experience as well. So the timeline, the shortest timeline for the program is 2 years if you go full time. You can do it in 4 semesters. You can add a summer class if you want to reduce your course load one of those semesters. Some students do that when they do their practicum just to ease things up a little bit, but you can do it in 4 semesters. Online, you can also do the same thing. It's more typical of our online students to be part-time. And so on average, they're finishing the program in around 3 years. The program is 36 graduate credits, and the online tuition cost is $850 per credit. So you're not paying based on in-state or out-of-state, which makes it much more affordable for out-of-state students. And then for campus, there's a really complicated chart the university has to explain tuition, but we've tried to kind of simplify it here for you. Basically, if you're a Wisconsin resident, you're going to pay a little bit less overall per credit than you would if you're in the online program. Minnesota has a specially negotiated rate, and then there's a non-resident rate. This is based on number of credits you take. So if you're on campus and you're taking a full-time load, which is 8 credits or higher, you're not charged anymore for taking like 9 or 10 or over. But just to simplify it, just to give you a rough idea of what the costs are, we have it listed by credit here. Okay, I am not going to read this to all of you, but these are the program learning outcomes that our program, the iSchool, has established, that ALA, our accrediting body, pays attention to. These are the things that we expect all students in the program, regardless of concentration or specialization or interest area, you will come out with these. And we have you do what's called a PLO, Program Learning Outcome Assessment, kind of towards the end of your program, non-graded, it's a checkoff, primarily so that we can, as a department, program measure how effectively we are providing this, that you're able to come out learning. So we have assessment all along the way. Most of it's behind the scenes, right? But this piece is specifically something we do to make sure that we are we're meeting that. We're meeting those program learning outcomes. Okay, the curriculum at a glance. I've got 2 versions of it. If you're like me and you like things lined up in a table, the first one is for you. If you're more of a visual person, the second one might be for you. But the curriculum at a glance, 36 credits total, as I mentioned. You've got 3 core courses that you're required to take, 601, 602, and 603. Those are basically like, I'm not going to give you the exact course name, but it's basically introduction to the field and information for 601. 602 is introduction to online searching. That's like searching like an information professional, right? Not like the other searching we might do with certain web browsers, which I won't name because it can vary, but this is like professional searching that you're learning. 603 is research and assessment, which is really important for people in this field. And then you have a series of requirements that are based on a tier, like a topic. So tier DEI is 1 class required, and that is related to diversity, equity, and inclusion, includes accessibility as well. And you have multiple courses you can choose from. Tier M is management. Again, you've got multiple courses you can choose from depending on kind of your areas of interest. Tier T technology sounds probably kind of obvious. Technology is woven throughout the program, throughout our courses, but we like students to take at least 1 course that really does a deeper dive on that for them because it's so important to the profession. And then fundamentals, you take 2 classes or 6 credits. Fundamentals are like things we just think of as the bread and butter of the program. Things like reference, cataloging, if you're going in that direction. But again, you have options of what you can take for fundamentals. So depending on your area of interest, there's some you'll choose and some you may not choose to take. And then the practicum, which we think of as your capstone, although you can take it before your last semester. That is 3 credits, and that's 120 hours of on-site work so that you're getting hands-on experience, either getting experience you haven't had before, or if you're already working in a library information agency, stretching and building your skills to be able to put that on your resume. And then you have ultimately 3 classes, 9 credits of electives that you can take from a variety of areas. And as I mentioned before, the PLO assessment is kind of an administrative check for us. It's not graded. It's pretty simple, but we put it on here because we do require it before you graduate. And there's your total. Now, if you like things more visually, I'm chuckling because 2 of our past directors created this and they keep kind of like tweaking it every time. And so you've got your core, which is the yellow gold bar. that has 601, 602, 603. And then your tiered requirements, the topical requirements that I mentioned. So tier technology, tier management, tier diversity, equity, inclusion, and tier F for LIS fundamentals. And then in the bottom, in the blue bar, you have the practicum, which is 3 credits, the PLO assessment, and then those electives that you'll be selecting. Okay, concentrations. Again, I'm not going to read every line on here, but we wanted to give you a main idea. So LIS is a very broad field, which you may already know at this point. So we kind of created these like buckets, like areas that you can focus on to help you kind of navigate. Well, if I want to do this kind of job, or I'm interested in this part of library information studies, like what courses should I focus on, or what kinds of jobs could I get? So our main concentration areas, again, these aren't requirements. They're not strict tracks. They don't go on your diploma. They're groupings to help kind of guide you as you navigate your way through the program. Librarianship, obviously, and that includes public libraries, school library media, so K through 12 librarians, academics, that's college and university libraries, and you can see some other things listed there as well. Archives is another one of our main areas of concentration students are interested in, and you can see different titles and ways you can do archives listed there. One of the things I want to highlight quickly that is pretty unique to our program is the Tribal Libraries, Archives, and Museums. It's courses. It's also a student community organization. We are one of 2 or 3 iSchools in the country that have something like that. So I just want to bring that to your attention. As you can see, it crosses over kind of all of those, what we call GLAM institutions. GLAM stands for, if you haven't heard it, galleries, sometimes government, libraries, archives, and museums. Then we've got other areas that aren't necessarily focused specifically on working in an institution like an archive or librarianship. So data information management and analytics, and see what you can do, a few sample titles there. Organization of information, which pairs really well with some of these other concentration areas. And then information technologies and user experience design. One of the things students tend to like about our program is you can really customize it, personalize it to your interests. So it's really common for students to mix and match more than one concentration. Someone might pick college libraries and archives, or they might pick organization of information and librarianship, and so on like that. Yeah, and then below that, there's some alumni spotlights from kind of several years ago of people who have done our program and kind of places where they ended up. Okay, so a question that is important on everyone's mind when they're considering graduate school, it's a big investment of time and money, is what are the trends in terms of the job outlook? So one thing I'm really pleased to see, even in spite of maybe some disruption and some uncertainty right now in the US and the global economy, is our area is still an area of projected growth. So 2024 to 2034, it's projected to increase, positions are expected to increase by 4.3%. Job postings projected over 11,000, as you can see. The top industries, this is not exclusive, but gives you an idea. Local government, that includes education and hospitals. Local government excluding education and hospitals. And then the second one is actually education and hospitals. I think because that's such a big category for employers. Web search portals, libraries, archives, other information services, and then state government, and then college, university, and professional schools, elementary and secondary schools. We do have students who land in industry and go places like that. If you look at the percentage overall, it's just a smaller percentage. So students can be doing lots of things with their skills and knowledge from the program in a lot of different areas, different industries and institutions. It's a pretty versatile, it's a pretty broad degree. Okay, alumni outcomes. So here's just a sample. again, of job titles. So you can see archivist, business data analyst, catalog assistant, library services manager, school library media specialist, digital accessibility analyst, youth services librarian, adult services librarian, program librarian, library director, quality manager, and that's just to name a few of them. Below, you're going to see the estimated salary range. It is a really, really wide range. And you're probably like, what? What is that? There are a few reasons for that. One, we included part-time and full-time positions in this salary range. Second, it's important to look at cost of living, where you're going to be geographically, right? So $83,000 may sound like a lot in Wisconsin or Iowa, but maybe not as much in California. So it's important to really look at those ranges. Another thing you can look at, by the way, if you're really interested in looking more at the data, is the Bureau of Labor Statistics has a career guide, and you actually can go in by state or area of the country and look at estimated like median average salaries for that location if you have certain areas of the country you're interested in landing in. And then some of sample employers: Madison Public Library, Center for Railroad Photography and Art, Wisconsin Historical Society, Hennepin County Library, Minnesota Library Systems are a big draw. We have a large alumni group there, as well as in Chicago, National Archives and Library of Congress. Okay, so how do we support you in getting those jobs that you're interested in? Well, we do a lot, actually. Um, so career content is integrated into coursework. Multiple courses you take will have you work on your resume, maybe have you do a practice job talk, analyze job ads, and think about what that means in terms of future planning and the trends that are happening. I come into your 601 class and do an introductory exercise where you analyze your current knowledge and experience and skills against a job ad that you're interested in post-degree. And then we talk about that and how to kind of plan while you're in your program to be making sure you're getting those skills that'll make you competitive in the job market. Because the 2 years, even if you're doing it full time, 2 years can go like that. And then in addition to that, we do workshops, multiple workshops for students on every topic you can think of. And I do one-on-one as well. So cover letter and resume reviews, helping you develop a job plan. For students who just started this fall in our cohort, I've had multiple meetings with students about thinking about their interests, if they're not sure yet, and how to learn more about them so they can kind of narrow it down, all the way out to job planning post-degree. So interviewing skills and strategies. I do offer consults on offer negotiation. And one of the biggest things I think I do that's helpful to students is connecting students with our alumni network. So part of what you're looking at when you're looking at different programs is the access to that program's alumni network. And we have thousands and thousands of alums. And it's very easy for me to say, hey, oh, you're interested in museum work and you want to live in Chicago? Okay, let me pull up a list of alums that have positions similar to that in the Chicago area. And I'll introduce you, and then you can talk with them and learn a little bit about their career and how they got to where they are. So that's a key piece too, I think, in terms of building your network while you're in the program. And then career prep resources. Again, we have some current employer and alumni panels. We have samples of real life successful alumni job apps, networking events, experience that's integrated into the course portion of your practicum, which I think is really important. Again, an extensive alumni network. And then here's some links you can check out later to our career services website and access to our online career toolkit, which is something I designed with our graduate students to meet our students' career planning needs.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Tanya. I know that, and thank you to everyone. I know that that was a lot of information. This is, again, a program overview, but if you ever want to schedule a time to chat with me about the program, any of the services that we provide, And I can always put you in contact with Tanya or other team members. So we do encourage you to check out the iSchool website, ischool.wisc.edu, and you can select the Library and Information Studies Master's Program. The big deadline that most people are aiming for is the priority deadline of December 15th for your application. That is all materials within the application. So that is the, oh, I just blanked, sorry. um, it's the application itself, unofficial transcripts, 3 letters of recommendation, and a resume or CV, as well as the statement of purpose. So if you ever need any assistance, we will be emailing out some resources in the coming weeks, but you can always get in touch with me as well over email or scheduling a chat with me to go over any application questions. And of course, please fill out the survey. We encourage you to let us know how we did today. And I'll open it up for any questions. So if anyone has any, they can type them in the chat and we'll go through them. And I'll just have my information right here as well.